there. Welcome to East Bay Real Estate TV. I'm Lisa Doyle with J.Rockcliff Realtors, and Greg and I founded East Bay Real Estate TV for a few very important reasons. One of which we wanted to bring to you people that can answer concerns, questions that you have about topics that we're all, at the forefront of all of our minds right now. And I think one of them is preparing for our financial futures, preparing for our retirements, preparing for our children's education. So today we've brought to you a very special guest. This is Dennis Lyftogt. Welcome, Dennis.
Thank you, Lisa.
And Dennis is a financial services professional with the San Francisco Bay Area Agency, and they are located right here in Walnut Creek. And Dennis is a member of the Mass Mutual Financial Group. So what I would love to do is I have a few questions that I want to ask Dennis, and then I'm going to have him just give you some information and some details that might help you prepare for certain questions that you have. So Dennis, I think for us, most of us in our demographic, one of our biggest questions is how do we prepare and balance retirement with maybe preparing for our children's education? What can you help us with that?
Lisa, first of all, thank you very much for having me in today, and also thank you for whoever watches this video. I really appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate you being here. We want to give our clients information that they're needing. So thank you.
And your question is very well and right on, because I'm a baby boomer. That's our generation.
Right.
And we grew up with a traditional retirement planning of counting on pensions and personal savings and Social Security. And that's kind of been the traditional way for the last 25 years for both retirement and college planning. However, in today's world, that's no longer true. Right. In today's world, you have to be a lot more in control of your retirement planning than you've had before. And I doubt that's going to change. Matter of fact, if you look at what companies are doing, they're cutting back on matching 401k plans, some cases all the way back. They're cutting back in pension plans. They're making choices between, do I fund company bonuses or do I keep employees?
Yeah.
And that's today's reality, which again says that the traditional ways of retirement planning and college planning probably aren't going to be sufficient for the future. Then you have other factors, we're all living longer. The uncertainty of the healthcare costs. If you look at the present things going on in Washington right now with the whole healthcare initiative, no matter which side of the fence you're on, the fluctuations of the financial markets. This has been both domestically and globally. Look what happened in 2008. And the rising costs of college, higher education. I meet with many parents on a daily basis with young children who have not started to save for college. Part of the problem is they're almost like what I call deer in the headlights. They're not sure what to do. They're uncertain, and this, by the way, is not unusual. This is not just the Bay Area. It's typical across the nation.
I think all of us, with all the changes that we've seen, financially, the changes, like you said, in companies, changes in income and things changing. It's been definitely a concern most of us have had, for sure.
Okay.
Yep. And I guess, what would you say? How would you identify our priorities of where we would start? What advice can you give us to kind of begin the process?
Well, thank you for the great leading question. Yeah, because basically what you've got to do is it's going back to looking at vision and strategy, as we call it. First of all, you need to identify how large is the gap between your financial vision, whatever that may be, and your current reality.
Right.
That's one. The other part of that is then what are strategies will help you and your family reach your objectives once you've got that gap identified. And here's where I think people need to step back and think a little differently. Instead of digging into the numbers right away, I think the first step you need to do is identify what's really important to you and your family. That's step one.
What are our priorities?
What are your priorities? What are your aspirations for your kids for college? Is it a major university? Is it Harvard? Is it someplace else? It might even be tech school.
Right.
What is your aspiration? What are your aspirations for retirement? What do you see your lifestyle being like? What support do you want to provide for others? For your community, for charities, for your extended family? So that's like the first step. And then the next step right after that, the next follow-on question is, who depends on me or us today? And who may depend on me or us tomorrow? When my wife Terry and I started our family, it was a traditional way. I worried about my spouse, I worried about my two daughters, Marissa and Heather, and fundamentally everything else would get taken care of.
Yeah.
We fast forward to today, and that's not true. Now, as a family unit, you have to worry about your spouse, your children, your adult children that may come home to live with you.
And the grandkids.
And the grandkids.
Right.
Aging parents, aging parent-in-laws, and even maybe your favorite aunt and uncle who may not have a family to take care of them.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do first. Once you understand what that is, then you can start talking about financial strategies.